Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I came across a story a few days ago that I wanted to do a video about. Uh, it was on the internet. It was 7-year-old handcuffed over $5. And basically what happened, it happened in a public school in the Bronx in New York. And I guess how it went down is a kid dropped his $5 of lunch money and another kid picked it up and basically just kept it. And then after the other kid, who dropped the money asked for it back, he won't give it to him. So the staff, the teachers and the faculty got involved, and then they ended up calling the cops. And then the cops take this 7-year-old kid in for questioning, and they even have him handcuffed. And as you can see on the picture here, he's handcuffed to the wall on a bar. And I don't know. I had mixed feelings about this because, well, first off, that's not even the end of the story. Now the family is suing the NYPD for $250 million, which is just outrageous. That's not even going to happen because supposedly they're saying the kid was interrogated by the police for 10 hours. And the police also mentioned in the story that that was grossly exaggerated. So, yeah, I don't believe the kid was interrogated for 10 hours. I don't think any adult would have the patience to interrogate one little 7-year-old for 10 hours. I can't even stand to be around kids for more than 2 hours, I mean, but anyway, like I was saying, I have mixed feelings on this. I know, like, when I was in school and such, like even in Bible school, I had stuff stolen from me. I remember when they used to have those little I don't know if you were I was born in the 70s, but they came out with these like rectangular boxes and you could put the nickels, dimes and quarters in them, and it looked really cool. It would roll down and then it would automatically kind of like pile itself up. Well, I brought that in for show and tell at Bible school of all places, and some other kid ended up stealing the damn thing. So we never found out who stole it. But that was my first lesson, about what crime was and such. And then I remember in high school, somebody stole my baseball mitt out of my locker, broke into my locker and stole it. Of course, the idiot was dumb enough to come in like a few days later and have the glove on in gym class with my name printed on the front of it. And so, but what happened in that situation, no police were involved or anything like that. It was simply handled by the faculty. You know, I got my glove back and like basically he learned his lesson not to steal again, and stuff like that. But in this situation, you know, the and I see it, it's like a growing trend. More and more teachers and stuff are just calling the cops in that. And I think it's because they're so afraid of getting in trouble and getting sued, by parents and such for disciplining the children. And if I don't know, just being out and experiencing life, like going to like Walmart or the mall and such, we've all seen it. We see these little kids that belong to these parents that don't deserve to have kids, and then these kids are just totally out of control, screaming. They lay on the floor like when they're in front of a store that the parent doesn't want to go into. So the kid will just lay down on the floor and be like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I want to go into this store, I'm not going anywhere else. And then I'll see the parents like walk all the way to almost the end of the mall and be like, I'm leaving. And then the kid just still sits there because the kid knows the parent's going to come back and get him. I mean, that's just how arrogant these little kids are nowadays. So when I see this story about a 7-year-old getting handcuffed and being taken to the police station and that, I'm going to have to assume there's two sides of the story. I'm going to assume that this kid is probably what's the word? A symptomatic troublemaker. Like he's probably always causing trouble and such. And he's probably out of control because he doesn't have good parenting. And maybe he'll actually learn his lesson, that stealing is not a way of life. It's not a way to make a living and such. Even though some people do that, it's just as for me, I totally hate thieves. I wish they would like incorporate the rules that they have like in Turkey, where they just cut off your hands if you get caught stealing. I think that'd be a nice law to have in the United States, but that's just wishful thinking. But maybe this kid will actually learn his lesson, and and not steal money. And let's face it, $5. If this same kid went into a Unimart store and stole, $5 worth of merchandise, the police would arrest him just the same. It's no different. It doesn't matter if you steal in a nursing home, a high school, or an elementary school, or in a Unimart or a Walmart. You're gonna get arrested if you get caught. So, I mean, this kid got caught stealing in a school and he got arrested. So, justice served. Now, these parents are coming out and they want to sue for $250 million because their son that was in the wrong got arrested. I'm sorry, I don't think that's going to fly. It's probably just going to get shot down to begin with. So, I don't know. Leave your comments below. I'm sure all of you have run into these kids that are just like little monsters because the parents that they have no control over them. They let them do what they want. They let them watch what they want, and then these kids, when they do stuff like this, they can't understand why they're ended up in a police station or behind bars or in jail or handcuffed to a wall like this kid is right now because they don't understand that for your actions there are consequences. So, and I think another problem with it is, like back when I was in school, the faculty had more power. They weren't scared to handle situations like that. But nowadays, when everybody's like sue happy and there's so many regulations in place and stuff like that, and everybody's concerned about losing their jobs, they really have no choice but to bring the police into the situation to have it handled and documented by, city officials that this actually occurred. So they're just trying to cover their butts, and I can't blame them because it's basically all of our fault. We let it get to this point, and now my question is, how do we get back? How do we get back to normalcy? Where if somebody like I'm saying, like in my elementary school, if this would have happened when I was a kid back in the 80s, the faculty would have simply just took the $5, gave it back to the other kid. Maybe a slap the other kid on the wrist. Hey, you don't steal. It's not good. Now get in your seat and let's learn something. That's how it would have went down in the 80s. Now, police get involved in everything. So, I don't know. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Uh, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks, guys. Bye.